is going on, everybody? Daddy back here for another video, man. I appreciate you guys so much stopping by the channel once again. If you guys have not, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on, man. This is gonna be a very interesting video. Everybody knows I am not a fan and never have been a fan of pro wrestling being PG. I just feel like, how can you have a product aimed towards children that's about gritty, buffed up dudes beating the hell out of each other to settle some kind of score that they have with each other? I just don't think it never worked and never will work. You know, you want to make children's television, like watch Sophia the First or watch Teletubbies or watch Blue's Clues or whatever it is. Pro wrestling should be kept for an 18 to 49 demographic. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, I understand why it's aimed towards kids and why it's PG or whatever. There's a lot of sponsors. There's kids bring in a lot of revenue because their parents, you know, they want, the kids want something, they cave in. So, you know, WWE wants to cash in on, you know, the kids wanting action figures, wanting belts, wanting t-shirts, wanting any kind of WWE merch they can get on, you know, the subscription services or whatever to watch all the shows. So, like, I'm not naive to the fact that I understand why it exists. But me personally, I don't like it. Today, we're going to be checking out a video by Tap Out Corner. They came out 3 months ago, and it's 10 WWE PG era rules that don't exist anymore. I'm looking forward to seeing this list, and maybe I agree, maybe I don't. Maybe it's, you know, I'll be able to have a different perspective, because I do watch every week. I watch here live on the channel with you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning into the live streams, the live reaction, watch alongs. Today, we're going to be checking this out, though. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section below. Let's get into this.
PG era of WWE is over, and so are these 10 rules. However, WWE should have probably kept this first one.
Let's see.
Number 10, chair shots to the head.
Oh, chair shots to the head?
WWE wrestlers were banned from hitting each other in the head with chairs. This was mainly because of the long-term brain damage those types of moves can cause.
That's not necessarily a PG era rule, though. That's just like common sense.
The no chair shots to the head rule was strictly enforced too, as Triple H and Undertaker found out.
I'm wrestling Triple H, and we're figuring, like, I'm the most tenured guy here. You're his son-in-law. Surely we can get away with it.
Nah. Back when Taker's podcast was good.
I remember getting my check. I remember getting my check for WrestleMania, and there was that big minus on there, and I was like, son of a. And I called him up right away. I said, did you get fined? And he was like, yeah, I got fined too. And I was like, what the hell good is it to be his son-in-law or his most tenured guy, and you still can't, but he had to set an example, right? And that's what he did.
They got fined for chair shots to the head, man.
Stayed pretty firm for about 10 years. However, in 2020, the concerto was brought back during Randy Orton and Edge's feud. This was the first instance of WWE becoming more.
Bro, I love when the concerto is done, especially when it's done well, and like, you know, the guy's like just there on the mat or whatever, and he starts like twitching once like chair shot connects. It's such a great visual. Like, you know, they're not legitimately connecting, but it's just a great visual with the whole twitching movements.
On chair shots to the head, and since then, attacks to the head are more common in WWE. However, chair shots to the head are done much more safely today than they were in the 90s and 2000s.
Bro, that last man standing match with Mankind and Rock was crazy.
And the wrestler using the chair is much more mindful of their opponent's safety. This is the main reason why WWE has gotten rid of this rule.
Steam, here he comes. Oh!
Number 9, blood. Once the
blood
began, blood was.
We don't see much blood in WWE. We see some, but we don't see a lot.
Can be blamed for WWE creating the no blood rule. At the Great American Bash pay-per-view in 2008, Chris Jericho fought Shawn Michaels. Even though it was just a regular one-on-one match, the two got busted open and bled profusely. There was so much blood that Vince McMahon said there would be no more bleeding in WWE, and he meant it. In 2009, Christian and Shelton Benjamin's ECW championship match infamously got paused when Christian started bleeding. Likewise, in 2015, Samoa Joe had to stop wrestling when he got cut during his match with Finn Balor. Today, not only is blood more common in WWE, stopping the match for bleeding rarely happens. Referees might,
because I feel like there needs to be an added level of realism to what pro wrestling is. Like, everybody knows, like if you've been watching for a long period of time, like, you know what it is. You know it's scripted. You know that these guys are not really out there to kill each other. If you end up getting into a fight, right, it's not like if you start getting punched or kicked or whatever it is, it's not like you're not gonna bleed. You know what I mean? As long as it's not excessive, kind of like what we see in AEW weekly, you know. But like, if you're legitimately in a a feud with this individual, and you know one of you ends up bleeding or whatever, I say just let it go. You act like you're not gonna, if you get into a bar fight, you know, it's not like you're not gonna bleed, you know, depending on how hard you get hit. So, you know, blood is just a natural thing when, you know, it comes to physical activity in certain ways. I'm happy that that rule no longer exists, because it adds a level of realism to what WWE is.
Get involved if it's really excessive, but WWE no longer has the same no blood rule that it had during the PG era. Number 8, scripts. Before the PG era, WWE wrestlers would usually be given bullet points of what to say. This allowed them to deliver the message the writers needed, but say it in their own unique way. However, once the PG era arrived, everything became significantly more scripted. Wrestlers were given pages of exact dialogue to recite and were very rarely allowed to deviate. Some WWE scripts were leaked during the PG era, and you can see just how much wrestlers had to memorize. Part of this was to ensure wrestlers didn't say anything they weren't supposed to, which was very important when WWE became a more family-friendly show. However, this also made the wrestlers feel less authentic and led to some awkward moments when they messed up their scripted lines.
Take himself out of the match at the Royal Rumble, tuck his legs, tail between his legs.
Today though, WWE has become less strict and is more comfortable allowing wrestlers to say things in their own words.
Bro, that's so cringe, man. So
7,
cringe.
Swearing. This was something else that WWE almost instantly eliminated once they went PG, and it forced wrestlers to find creative workarounds.
At Money in the Bank, I'm gonna win the whole fudging thing.
Other wrestlers like Stone Cold Steve Austin
That's
were allowed to
cringe.
give the middle finger during the PG era. Over the past few years though, WWE has greatly relaxed its language.
Dude, you don't get, I'm not gonna beat you up. I'm gonna you up, bro. Where the are you? Where are you?
Granted, during the PG era, an occasional swear word would get used. However, nowadays, it seems like there's at least one person swearing every week, especially when The Rock is on.
Don't drink tequila with Cody. Oh.
Number 6, sex. WWE was kind of weird about their rules about sexualization of women during the PG era. The company wasn't doing or showing anything nearly as spicy as they were during the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras. However, WWE
The Attitude Era.
and there was an emphasis on the sex appeal of the female talent. Then, in 2015, when the Divas Revolution began, a lot of this got toned down. There was more of a focus on the athleticism and wrestling ability of the female wrestlers. While WWE is still going strong with that, they are much more willing to spice things up. A perfect example of this is the Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio storyline, or that segment with Indy Hartwell, Dexter Lumis, and Johnny Gargano.
Oh, you beast! Hit me harder!
None of this would have been allowed during the PG era. But speaking
Bro,
of
where
being
was that? That had to be
we have to
NXT.
talk about number 5, punching and kicking.
That had to be
It sounds so
NXT.
strange, but there was a time during the PG era where the female wrestlers were not allowed to punch or kick. Former Divas champion Michelle McCool revealed this during a 2024 podcast.
Michelle McCool was
Y'all were
ass.
told At one point,
To not punch and kick
to do not punch and kick.
at all during our matches. Victoria and I had to redo the match because we were told our punches look better than the guys. And at the time, one of the top guys was standing there, Jericho, and he said, if their punches look better than the guys, that's a guy's problem.
Yeah, that's not y'all's problem.
We thought they were ribbing us, and we literally had to go change our clothes, get back into our gear, go out and redo the match.
So you went back out to the same
and that's
audience.
when the rule was made, no punching and kicking.
If you watch one women's match today, you'll see that this rule clearly isn't alive anymore. Number 4, kid stuff. It's not necessarily a rule, but have you noticed how much less WWE is pandering to children? One of the main reasons the PG era started was so that WWE could more easily market to kids. This led to the creation of a WWE magazine specifically for children, and a number of crossover movies, including ones with Scooby-Doo, Fred, and Surf's Up. WWE even launched a G-rated show called Saturday Morning Slam. This show was less violent and more comedic than Raw or SmackDown, even by PG era standards. Saturday Morning Slam was so sanitized that they even had to remove some of the lyrics from wrestlers' theme songs. While WWE today
That is crazy, bro.
Adults, the company no longer tries to pander to kids. Like
I've never heard of that show, Saturday Morning Slam. I've never heard of that.
References. There was actually a time WWE forced itself to include celebrities each week and make at least one pop culture reference.
ZZ Top.
Show. The celebrity thing started in 2009 when WWE began having a celebrity host Raw every week. While
Shaquille O'Neal,
wrestling isn't an
Freddie Prinze Jr.
The celebrities WWE shows usually had little to no interest in WWE or wrestling.
We will ban you from the Summerfest.
Another dumb rule WWE imposed on itself was forcing them to include pop culture references. Yeah, during the PG era, WWE wanted to sound hip and cool, so writers were forced to reference timely events on TV.
Vote for Pedro!
You would get a funny moment, but all this did was handicap the show.
Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon, bro.
Makes pop culture references and uses celebrities today, but they're much better incorporated. Plus, WWE isn't forcing itself to do any of it, unlike during the PG era. Number 2, acknowledging other companies. Granted, this was more of a Vince McMahon rule than strictly a PG era one, but it's worth bringing up, just because of how radically different it is. During the PG era, it was very rare to hear even a slight mention of another wrestling company, or from a wrestler working
and now
in another organization.
WWE's working with TNA.
Punk cut his iconic pipe bomb promo, he didn't bring up WWE's biggest competitor at the time, TNA. Speaking of TNA, in 2008, WWE wrestler Robbie McAllister infamously attended a TNA event as a fan. The cameras showed him on TV, and once WWE found out he was there, he was ordered to leave. Ultimately, this led to Robbie and his tag team partner being fired. Now, WWE is actually sending wrestlers to TNA, and even having TNA wrestlers and championships appear on their show. But it's not just TNA. WWE has gotten comfortable referencing other wrestling companies.
We'll be live for Halloween Havoc tomorrow, man.
Even AEW.
It's gonna be fun.
Food in a company I created.
All stuff that would never happen.
I got food in the company I created. AEW.
Number 1, wrestling. I'm not only talking about the
yes, there's a more of an emphasis on pro wrestling, man.
Company. It's fair to say that throughout Vince McMahon's leadership, WWE was always trying to act like it wasn't wrestling. However, it was in 2011 during
oh my god
era, that the company
Lord
stopped referring
Tensai
to itself as World Wrestling Entertainment and began exclusively using the name WWE. It was also during this time that WWE told news outlets to refer to the company as an entertainment company rather than a wrestling company. In general, it felt like the PG era was a period when WWE was trying its hardest not to refer to itself as wrestling in any shape or form. Since then, however,
I feel like around that time though is NXT Black and Gold is really what, like, you know,
we're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle. Damn it, I love professional wrestling.
Damn it, I love that this rule no longer exists.
Damn it, I love this. After watching this video, it gives me a better understanding of like how different WWE is now compared to how it used to be. And like I said, like I understand wanting to cater to like a certain demographic or whatever, especially like kids, because like, you know, I'm a parent, so I know like I can't go to Walmart with my kids without them, you know, Dad, can I get this? Can I get this? Please, please, please. Yeah, can I get, like, you know what I mean? And WWE being a smart company, they wanted to capitalize on the fandom of children, you know what I mean? Because that's where a lot of the revenue comes from. So I understand, but again, I've always looked at pro wrestling as this gritty, nasty thing or whatever, and like I don't look at pro wrestling as, oh, you know, 10-year-olds watch that. Like I've never had that thought process. Like I was 7 years old watching the fucking Attitude Era, you know what I mean? Like how different the world has changed, man. Guys, man, I appreciate you guys so much checking out this video, man. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Do you guys like WWE now compared to the PG era, or do you like the PG era better? Let me know your thoughts and reasons why, because I'm very interested in hearing those. Make sure you guys leave a like, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.